So these are the eggs that I prepped over the weekend. My little mini quiches with broccoli and peppers and onions and some cheddar cheese and 3 sausages and of course, oh, that's the pepper. Put my pink Himalayan salt on top of it. And I'm ready to go. Hello YouTubeverse and welcome to Keto Like a Lady, where I'm on a mission to lose 80 pounds, get my blood sugars down so I never have to be on insulin ever. I was on insulin when I was pregnant with my 3rd child, and it was not a good experience. It is not something that I want to ever do again. I see the sun is peeking out over my shoulder in my rear window there, and I'm on my way to work. I got an itchy nose this morning. So, I've been getting back on track, trying to do the Dr. Westman's page 4 diet, doing a weigh-in, checking my blood sugars. Not yet in ketosis, but I'm getting there. Did my readings this morning. That is one of the habits that I'm trying to really instill and be consistent with in the mornings, because not so much for the ketones readings, they're a bonus, they're helpful. That's something that's good to know. It's mainly for my blood sugar, because my blood sugar, my last visit, my fasting blood sugar was high, my hemoglobin A1C was high. I mean, I'm like borderline right up against the wall of being type 2 diabetic. So I really, really do not want that to happen. Had my visit the day before Thanksgiving. So, like the crazy person that I am, I decided that I am going to really go all out and work on getting this blood sugar down. I know it's a process. I know it'll take a while. And, and I decided to do it during the time of the year where everybody is rolling out the cakes and the cookies and the pies and the, decadent, yummy goodness. Side note, because I kind of forgot that I was wearing them. I am wearing sunglasses because it is early in the morning and the sun is just like beating down and the sun glare is crazy, and I don't want to. I want to be able to see where I'm driving, which maybe I need to position this a little bit so that we're not getting so much sun in the back window. Anyway, it's all a process. I'm still learning YouTube. And speaking of a process and learning, I mean, when you think about it, everything is a process. Getting my blood sugar down is a process. Losing weight is a process. Doing YouTube is a process. It's all a process. And it takes patience. So, along the lines of it taking patience, there are times when I wish that I had lost the weight and my blood sugars were down yesterday. That everything was normal, all my blood sugars were normal, and I was back to a size 10 yesterday. But we live in the real world, and that is not realistic. So, have to learn patience and have to realize that I'm making progress. And even when I get to my weight loss, you know, the weight that I want to lose, it's not going to be over, because then I'm going to want to maintain. And I also have some goals in mind. After I lose the weight, I would like to build muscle, and I have looked at some information about losing weight and building muscle at the same time. I know it's not impossible, but again, I don't want to throw everything, you know, into the kitchen sink. Let's do this process slow. For me, I need to take steps, and the first step is to get my diet in check and check on my blood sugars, make sure that I'm going in the right direction. Because I think that's a lot of times when people fail, because, you know, I decided to start this whole restart this December. And a lot of people were like, well, I'm going to just go make it through the holidays, and I'm going to eat what I want, and I'm going to have all the candy and chocolate and cookies and cupcakes that I want. And then on January 1st, I'm going to go on a diet, and I'm going to exercise 7 days a week for an hour every day. And all I'm going to do is eat chicken and broccoli, and I'll be slim by summer. Well, you might be slim by summer, but I think you'll be very upset and cranky, and it's going to be very hard to stick to. And from what I understand, if I remember correctly, people who make resolutions like this, they usually they make their New Year's resolution, and by 2 weeks, the majority of people have slacked off. And then by a month, I think it's like almost everybody has given up. So this isn't a New Year's resolution. This is the way that I pretty much have to live my life. You know, I don't want to say, oh, it's a lifestyle. It's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. But when you are at a risk at type 2 diabetes, and you have seen the other side of living on insulin, and not only had I had to do it myself, I worked at a doctor's office for 11 years, so there was, you know, there are diabetics that I had encountered also throughout the years. I'm trying to get away from that sun. So I've seen the effects of high blood sugar, of, you know, not just not wanting to be on diabetes, but not wanting to have the risk of heart disease, because the doctor was like, look, you know, she came up with this, she had this calculator, and she was like, you're borderline diabetic, which means you have a low risk of having a heart attack. And we're just talking a couple of points. I'm 6.2 on my A1C. 6.4 is diabetic. So at 6.2, borderline, I'm at a very low risk for heart disease. At 6.4, which is very close, I'm at a very high risk for heart disease and heart attack. So it's not just losing weight and looking good for the summer. Like, look, come on, who doesn't? Who doesn't want to do that? You know, just being honest there. That would be awesome. Being able to wear the cute bathing suit this summer instead of the, you know, big old flowy to hide my belly bathing suit this summer. You know, but as I said, you know, there's kidney disease, there's heart disease, there's circulatory problems where that's where people begin to lose, you know, fingers and toes and legs. And I mean, seriously, you can lose your leg. I knew somebody who had surgery to have his leg amputated up to his knee. I know, horrible, terrible, but this is the reality of it. Are there times where I wish that I didn't have to go low carb? Yeah, because, you know, I'd like to have a sandwich on multigrain bread because that's like my favorite bread, and I'd like to have some mashed potatoes. But for now, I'm not going to do that. And even after I get to the place where I want to be, I'm not going to go crazy on, you know, I might say, okay, it's a special occasion. It's Thanksgiving. It's Easter. We're having a special dinner. There's mashed potatoes. Let me have a little bit of that. And then keep it going. You know, I'm not going to, you know, not spin out. Or it's somebody's birthday. Let me have a piece of cake. And when I say piece of cake, I'm going to have probably half a size of a cake that, you know, there's times when my boyfriend and I have shared a cake on a birthday. You know, we're like, oh, want a piece of cake? I'm like, yeah, but I don't want all that cake. And he'd be like, well, we'll share it. And we eat half of a slice of cake. And at times I feel like that might be a little kooky and a little crazy, but you know what? I have goals and I can't worry about what other people think. They're going to think what they're going to think. Why is it okay for someone to eat cake and cookies and candies every day, but it's not okay for me to be like, no, thank you, I don't want that cake. Or, you know what, I'm just going to have a small slice of cake. Or my boyfriend and I are going to split this piece of cake. You know, especially when, and that's the other thing we were talking about. If you looked like at calories in a piece of cake, it's like a couple hundred calories. And, you know, you would think, oh, it's just a little small piece of cake. It's a couple hundred calories and you know, a bunch of carbs. I don't know exactly, but we went to a casino on Friday. We went and had dinner at the casino on Friday, and I looked at the menu, and I looked, and just like a burger with like bacon and fried onions. I think it was like barbecue sauce and cheese and fries. And it was not much fries because my boyfriend got it. Was like 1,900 calories. So that's something that we have to look at. It's, you know, when you really start to read and look into what you're eating and putting into your body, it's kind of amazing. You know, you look at something and be like, oh, like I bought a bagged salad, had a small amount of carrots in it. Looked at the serving size. The serving size was a cup and a half, or 85 grams. So I weighed it out. Really, not that big of a portion for that. And that portion of salad has 3 grams of carbohydrates in it. So, you know, and I know that the food labels aren't always 100% accurate, but you know, if you start looking and reading stuff and paying attention to things, even if you don't even do a deep dive, you'd be amazed as to what we're consuming and putting into our bodies, and how much carbs and carbohydrates, yeah, they're the same thing. How much carbohydrates and calories and fat that we are actually consuming. So, I'm almost at work. I'm going to end this little rant, chant, chit chat for now. I will come back at lunchtime for what's in my bag. Okay, so it is lunchtime. I'm out of my car again, and I'm gonna show you what is in my bag, what I packed for my lunch, and what kind of prepping that I've done. So this is a salad. This is actually like 85 grams or a cup and a half of salad. It was easier to weigh 85 grams than to measure out a cup and a half. It's usually better to measure and weigh than, I guess, to put in a cup. This is about, I guess, 3 ounces of chicken. This was a chicken breast that I cooked in Italian, zesty Italian salad dressing, put in the air fryer. I did a couple of chicken breasts like this. Threw on some extra Italian seasonings and red pepper, crushed red pepper flakes on there. I got some strawberries here, about a cup of strawberries. I also packed some green peppers that I cut up, and I do put them in a dip, which is in here. This is the Marzetti's. It is light ranch. I know we're trying to go for the full fat. However, I happen to like the flavor of the Marzetti's light ranch. And it's also about 2 grams of carbs per serving. So, and then this is my homemade salad dressing, Thousand Island salad dressing that I make with Hellmann's mayonnaise and what is the ketchup that I use? The G. Hughes ketchup. And I do put a little relish in there. I just happen to reuse the relish bottle. I like to reuse bottles and jars and, containers and things like that. So, and I find it very handy if, for like a salad dressing container. I usually would put this in another container. However, I'm getting low on my homemade salad dressing. So that is what is out. And I also have this might be for a snack home, pepperoni. This is a serving size of pepperoni, 18 slices, or I forget how many ounces are supposed to be on the. I read the package and then I just do and measure out what the serving size says. So that is a serving size, and this is an ounce of cheese because I get a hard block of cheese, I cut it up, and then I weigh it and dole it out, portion it out into little bags. Again, that might be for later on my way home from work. And I'm not necessarily going to eat all of this. I definitely want to eat chicken, make sure I get my protein in. And probably have the salad. Probably not the peppers. But I like to have choices. So this is what is in my bag for lunchtime today. And for dinner, I had meatballs with no spaghetti, and when I put grated Parmesan cheese on top. I also had broccoli just with butter and Himalayan sea salt, and I put the Element electrolytes in my Crystal Light Orange. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video for today. This is Keto Like a Lady, and I'm just hoping that I either inspire, give you some meal ideas, or just give you support for, because fitness weight loss journey can be a lonely one, and sometimes you need people to support you, to be there for you, to listen to you, or just to get bounce ideas off of. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you come back soon. And also, I forgot to say this in the last couple of videos, but don't skimp on the bacon.